Okay, so I have a ton of children's books. It's the one thing that I really, really love to collect besides vintage and antique toys. So I'm redoing my loft area. It looks a little messy up here, excuse the mess. I started to decorate a little bit for Halloween. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Okay. It's not the Rona. So I'm redoing my loft area and I'm redoing my craft area over here. So I started to go through some of the books and I thought maybe you would want to see some of the books I have. The books that I have up here are not super old. Like I said, those, my antique books are actually in the garage, so I'll have to bring those in and do a different video on those. But I just wanted to show you some of my favorite books. And I paint, so I use a lot of the books for inspiration in my paintings. So here we go. It's all about the illustrations to me. So this little guy here is one of my very favorite. Frisker. And it's an older book. It's vintagey, right? Super cute. The year on this guy, 1956. And the illustrations in this are very vibrant. That's why I liked it. I love dogs, so anything with a dog on it. I recently got this little guy from someone, don't remember who, but it's a little record. So I collect the kids' records too. I love them. So I have them sitting up on my windowsill. Another great book is this one, Mr. Peck's Pets. And the illustrations in this book are really, really awesome. Let me get you a date on this. You can see some of the illustrations there. 1947. You see that? There's horses and dogs throughout the book, all black and white illustrations in this one, no color. One I just picked up today at Goodwill, it was 99 cents, and it's called Tell Me About Prayer. The cover's a little rough on it, but again, you can't beat those color graphics in there. This one's 1948. And this one is full of color illustrations throughout. This is one of my favorite ones. And it's the covers, it looks like the cover got wet, but Circus Babies, I mean, hello. Wait till you see how vibrant these illustrations are in here. Sorry, Misty, there's clowns in this one. You could really frame some of these prints in here. They're that nice. But there are clowns throughout. This right here is amazing. Look, I just love it. You can't beat these old books. It's from 1930 and it is full of illustrations. Some in color, some in black and white. But it's just great. I mean, I guess it's about this little clown, which I don't mind clowns. I think they're kind of cool. 1930. I did pay up for this one. I think I got it at an antique store, but I love it. It's one of my favorites. This one here is pretty unique. And I did get this at an antique store too. It is pictures of birds and animals with merry rhymes. This one is quite old. And it's not in the best condition, but, ooh. See that? Look at the graphics on that. Let me check a year. 1906. And it's very Art Nouveau. If you can see the edging all the way around the banners and frames of each picture has that. It's a really, really neat book. All different types of animals in here. throughout. An amazing book, and it's in kind of rough shape, the cover is, and you know, but it's 1906. This one I purchased from Thrift U in one of their sales, just because it has clowns in it, and I'm creepy like that. So it's this little engine that could. It's in rough shape, but look at that. I just love that. It is in Roman numerals, so I'm not going to be able to tell you how old it is, but it's old. All the little animals in there and the happy little clown. Ooh. I think it's pretty awesome. And I got it at Goodwill. The human body, which sounds like nothing special until you open it up. And you got this guy coming out the book at you. I actually display him for Halloween like this. It's a pop-out book, so you got all kinds of stuff jumping out at you and moving. Very interesting piece. I thought I'd throw that in there just for giggles. Just for giggles. All right, what else do we have? This one here. Here and Away. Again, this was a school book, 1930s, and the vibrant illustrations are what I really liked. So I have a ton of books, some old, some new, just a ton of children's books. So I'm thinking about having a book sale. Would any of you guys be interested in children's books? If so, let me know. I have some really, really cute ones with amazing illustrations. This wouldn't be great for Halloween. The Widow's Broom. I think I got this at an estate sale. The lady literally had thousands of books. This is 1992, so it's a vintage. It's a really like tall book, but if you wanted to put it in your Halloween vignette, it would be kind of a neat thing to put on the back side. So it's a cool piece. I have first edition Babar, if I'm saying that right, Babar books. These are not it. I was just, I pick these up whenever I can see them, the older Babar books. But I do have the first edition set. They are in rough condition and they are not PC. But if you are interested in seeing them, let me know. I have 3 of them. And I believe I have the stuffed Babar that goes with it. He's newer, but it was sold with it. I bought the set. They are bigger books, but they're in poor condition. There's scribbling, there's tearing, there's tape, you name it, it's in this book, with the exception of mold. I don't think there's any mold in this book. But if you like Babar, they are kind of neat. But again, they're not PC. There's stuff in there that's pretty inappropriate. So I don't know if I would feel comfortable selling it at like Marketplace. But if you're interested in it, just let me know. And I will do a little video for you so you can see what they look like. But these Babar books here, this one is Babar and his children. And this is a Random McNally, or Random House, not Rand McNally. Random House, and these are from, is it the 60s? Yeah, these are 1960s, and I have 2 of them. Wow, I just hit myself in the head. This one here isn't very old. I think it might be 60s too. Little Bear's Friend. I got this for the illustrations, and it is in perfect unread condition. Look at that. I know this sounds bad, but you could use these in your junk journaling, or you could, you know, just use them for inspiration or display them or read them. Who does that? This one I picked up today. Thought it was weird. There's like no cover art, just the spines. That's what it was. But I grabbed it because I recognized the little guy in here. No roses for Harry. I recognize this little fella. He's cute. It's in pretty good condition too. Vintage. This one is 1980s, 1986. So it is vintage. Let me put this Babar one. This is the big one, newer. This I picked up because I thought it was pretty interesting. And when I can get like nice kids books for cheap, why not? This one's newer. It's Snow White. It says it's a first edition, 1999. So there you go. Illustrations in this are pretty cute. This guy I grabbed today too. It's vintage Disney, and it's got it's like almost a holographic. I don't know, is it moving? Does it move? Yeah, it changes. I guess you can't really see it in this, but Bug's Life. And I think this is 1998. It is in pristine condition with the exception of one little tear on this page right here at the bottom. See it? Less than an inch tear. It's the only issue I saw. I didn't go through the whole book, but it's basically on the movie, I think. And it shows how they did the sketches and how they did the little bugs for the movie. So it's vintage Disney. This would have been good in Patrick's sale yesterday. For 99 cents. Sure. All right, let me show you some other things that I got here. I picked this up at one of Patrick's sales, the Jolly book. This one's super old and it's a cloth book. I kept it in the plastic just because I wanted to keep it from getting ruined. But it's a really neat little book. What do we have here? Bambi's Children. The cover on this is in poor shape. However, this book is quite collectible if you look it up. It is 1950, and the illustrations are wonderful. The book itself is in great condition. It just looks like it has some age to the cover, so it is the cover, the plastic on the cover is starting to come off and separate from the cover art. So it's not that pretty to look at, but the inside of the book is amazing. One of my favorites, Ferdinand. I need to find a hard copy of this book. I loved the illustrations in this book. I actually tried to paint one of the little illustrations. I actually painted this guy on a rock. This little bumblebee sitting on a flower. I think I gave it away. I would show you, but I think I gave it away. And then I tried to paint one of him eating a daisy, but I never finished it. It's just really cute. And this is probably 60s. Yep, 1961. It's soft back. One of my favorite illustrators is Robert McCloskey, and he's done these two books. I have the hard copy in this one too. I don't know if I brought it up, but I just love how he illustrates. This duckling one is just adorable. He does some really neat work. I should look him up and see if he's still around. This is the duckling book, and I have it in a hardback. I don't know where I put it. It's probably sitting on my desk area. And this is Lentil. And I have another, I have a couple more of of his books. Is it Lentil? I mean, you can't tell me these aren't adorable. Is this the one with the donuts? Just great. I mean, he is really, really good. I have another book of his, and it's, I'll have to find it. It's amazing. Lentil, and I think that's probably 50s or 60s on this one. Yeah, 1968 on this book. This I got from one of Misty's sales, and it is not in the greatest of shape. It's pretty, like, falling apart. However, whoop, I don't want it to separate all the way. I guess I could just pull that part out since it's already out. Look at that. I just loved it. It definitely smells old. It has that old book smell, but the pages have started to fall out. So I guess if you wanted to, you could reuse the section in your art projects and then also display the cover since they're already separate. Whew, that one's kind of stinky. All right, so these books that I'm going to show you now, oh, here's the Make Way for Ducklings, the hard back that I was telling you about. It's right here. Great. Check it out if you aren't familiar with him, Robert McCloskey. He does illustrations, and he does amazing work. All right, so some of the other cool books that I have up here on my art desk are some floral books. And I'll show you two real quick. The Vanishing Flora. When I'm painting rocks, I like to use this for reference if I'm doing a flower on my canvases or rocks when I paint it, so I can just get a visual of what the leaves look like for that flower, etc. And then I also got this Art of Natural History, huge book. And it's chock full of cool illustrations for reference. It's a huge book, very heavy, very awesome. Now, what I'm gonna show you, oh, let me show you this one first. This is one of those Audubon, The Birds of America. Yeah, Audubon books. I think this one is the 60s. Yeah, this one's 1961. They have all different ones, but they're full of frameable plates that you could take out and frame. They're really vibrant pictures. And it's a huge book too. So I use that for reference. Okay, I go to our library. They have book sales every year. Right now with COVID going on, they have not had one, so I missed all of the sales that they've had this year. So I'm pretty sad. But these books that I got right here came from the library. So, Cartoons for Victory. I have two of these, and they are basically, it's artwork that happened during the war. And some of it is not very PC. Vibrant, frameable artwork. This book is just full of advertisements and cartoons and stuff that came out during the war. Army and Navy. Graphics there. So this book is really neat. I was gonna cut some of those apart and frame them, but I feel bad cutting the book apart, so I haven't done it, and I've had it for like 3 years. Okay, the final book I'm going to show you in this lot is Slappy the Duck. Have you ever seen anything cuter than that little guy? He's got a gun. You don't see that too often nowadays. I didn't care. I thought it was really cute. The little duck. So, anyway, those are some of the books that I have in my art area here and what I use for reference a lot of times. So if you would be interested in me having a book sale, vintage book sale, comment, let me know below, like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will put together a live book sale. I haven't done a live yet because I'm in California and I didn't know if anyone would be interested in shipping. However, with books, you can send them a little cheaper in the mail, so that might work out a little bit better. Just let me know. You all have a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.